The Gothic 1 remake is here. The original was an absolute classic, and I love the remake. But loving something has never stopped me from telling you why you might not want it, and I'm getting to that. Quickly though, this is a remake of an open-world RPG, and even though it's been rebuilt from the ground up and everything feels new, it still feels like an old game underneath. The original was clunky, and this one is clunky too. Whether that's a problem or the whole point is what this video is about. Because the hook here is that you start with nothing. You're weaker than you can imagine, so at the start, the simplest enemy in the world will kill you, and later, you'll knock those same enemies over just by walking past them. And that arc is the #1 reason to buy it. I died at least 3 times in the first hour, and I loved every one of them. There's something really immersive about struggling against a single wolf because all you're holding is a rusty sword. It makes the world make sense. So when you finally get a proper sword and cut that same wolf down in one hit, it feels earned. It just feels good. The same goes for the fact that this is an actual RPG. Early on, I found a guy's knife lying around, gave it back to him, and got a bow out of it. There was no quest telling me to do that, no marker, nothing. It was just something I worked out on my own. Little moments like that are what make it feel like a real RPG, and they make you feel like you're genuinely part of the world. And there's one last thing I really like before we get to the reasons to not buy it. The world itself looks great, and so do the enemy models. The lighting and the effects pull it all together really nicely. It's clearly not a massive AAA budget though, and you can definitely see that, but overall I just really liked how it looks. If this is useful so far, a like genuinely helps the channel. Now, let's talk about why you might not want this. First, and this is the big one, if you've never played a Piranha Bytes game like Gothic or Elix and bounced off them because they felt too clunky, this is still very clunky. I personally think the clunk has its charm here because it ties into that power progression I love, but I completely get that some people will feel like the game is fighting them instead of working with them. Second, that same progression makes the game slow. The friction I just praised cuts both ways. I love it, but there's no getting around the fact that it makes the pace slow, especially at the start. Third, like I touched on, this isn't a full AAA remake, and you feel that most in the cutscenes. They honestly look a lot like a really nice Xbox 360 game. The core gameplay holds up far better than the presentation around it. And last, performance. On my setup, it actually ran pretty well, and honestly, some of the stutter you might see in this video is my recording software, not the game. But it's definitely not flawless, and that's a little harder to forgive when the game isn't pushing cutting-edge visuals in the first place. And that's just my experience on PC. I've seen a lot of people reporting it runs rough on PS5, and especially on Steam Deck right now, so if that's how you're planning to play, I'd wait and see how the first couple of patches land. That's it. Simply put, if you like a game that pushes back, that's genuinely hard but rewards you for sticking with it, and you can live with a bit of Eurojank, then the Gothic Remake is absolutely your game. And if all of that sounds exhausting rather than exciting, this just isn't the one for you, and that's completely fine. Looking for more RPG should you buys? Go check out my video on Fate Keeper. Somehow THQ decided releasing 2 of these in 1 week was a good idea, and I'm guessing that's because someone had a quarterly target to hit. Anyway, if you like videos like this one, consider liking and subscribing. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.